Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope all of you are doing well. So, I am back with another movie review, and today I'm going to be, of course, continuing on with some Tim Burton films. And this movie has a lot of mixed opinions. So, I'm going to be reviewing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. This is basically Tim Burton's version of the book. I guess you can consider it a remake from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. But of course, the book, the original title is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and pretty much the same premise as the movie, and I believe the book as well. I've never read the book, so I'm just going off at least some information that I do know. But yeah, this one, it's a weird one. You've got Johnny Depp, of course, playing, Wonka, and you have, what is his name? Who plays Charlie? Eddie Highmore. He would go on to do the Good Doctor TV series, and there's a few other familiar faces like Helen Bohan Carter and Christopher Lee. Sadly, I think, well, when did this movie come out? 2005. So, about 10 years later or so, sadly, he would pass. I think he passed away in 2015, 2016, so maybe 10 or 11 years later. But it basically has that Tim Burton feel. You know, you have a lot of dark colors, you have a lot of bright colors, you have just that, what's the best way to put it? Just this weird circusness to it, I guess, if that was even a word, just all these different unique things. And basically, for those who have not seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the film follows Charlie, a young boy who is the last individual to receive a golden ticket that would allow them, would allow him and the other winners to have a tour of Wonka's chocolate factory. And of course, while this goes on, a lot of things end up happening throughout the film with the other contestants. And that's pretty much the plot. Charlie is kind of the unfortunate one. What I mean by that is he's poor. I didn't want to use the term poor, but he's the unwealthy one, while the others seem to be doing very well for their lives. But they all have these, unique and interesting personality traits that pretty much everybody relates to. You have the the one that wants everything, the spoiled brat type of personality, the overeater, always hungry, overweight. So there's just like all these different characters that, in a way, as bad as it sounds, relates to a lot of people. But Tim Burton's version, his direction, I thought was great, but there are things I just didn't care for, like the Oompa Loompas. I give props to the actor, who plays the Oompa Loompa, and then for them to use CGI to create multiple duplicates of him. I thought it was great, but I just felt like there could have been more personality to the Oompa Loompas in this. I just feel like at times the Oompa Loompas were stale, but that's just me. I Johnny Depp's performance is way over the top in a very, as some would say, a creepy way. Um, it tends to be talked about at times. I thought he was all right. It is cringe. I feel like Johnny Depp could have had a little more. Could have done a little bit more with the character, but it is what it is. But Other than that, I feel like everything else worked out really well, like the sets and just the atmosphere and just how things look, especially in the style of Tim Burton, where he uses a lot of darker colors and a lot of vibrant and bright colors. I think blends really, really well, and he likes to have this type of universe out there when it comes to his films that have it almost takes place like he uses a lot of like 1950s 1960s type of setting to the modern day in a different reality of some sort, I guess, if that makes sense. So a lot of times when you see the characters, it's like this film, it's supposed to take place in modern day 2005, but you can also see that there are moments where it's like 1950s, 1960s, like maybe clothing and just how some of the characters act and whatnot. But yeah, I wish I could say more about this movie, but I'm sure for those who have seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory can kind of get an idea of what this is. It's pretty much in some ways the same plot, but there's a whole lot of differences compared to the two films. And for me, I wouldn't consider it a remake. And the reason why I don't consider it a remake is because the original source material is a book. If the original source, this is just my opinion. This is how I look at remakes that are based off of a book. For me, if the original source material is a book, then I consider it a different adaptation. But if the original source material was indeed a movie and gets remade, then to me that is a remake. So like Stephen King's It, those aren't remakes. Those are different adaptations to the novel. That's how I look at it. It's not everybody does, but to me that's how I look at specific films. If they're, you know, to me, they're not remakes like the Harry Potter series that we're getting. It's not a remake turned into a series. No, it's a different adaptation to the books that is trying to be more true to the novels compared to what the movies were. So, but that's for another video, another day. But yeah, by now I'm sure all of you have seen this. I mean, this is what, 20, no, yeah, 20 years old. Who would have thought? I would not be surprised if this gets a 4K release sometime by the end of the year. I believe there's a few movies that are hitting anniversary releases that are going to possibly get in 4K. I think The Corpse Bride's supposed to get a 4K. I think maybe at least 3 Tim Burton films. I think this, The Corpse Bride and Pee-wee's Big Adventure are supposed to, because I know Pee-wee's Big Adventure is hitting the 40th anniversary, and then I believe this and Corpse Bride are hitting like the 20th anniversary. I want to say One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is getting a anniversary release, and it's going to be 4K. And I do believe, and do not quote me on this, but I do believe that Boogie Nights is getting a release as well. I think it's getting some type of anniversary release, which is cool. And Kino is killing it. A lot of titles are getting 4K releases that I would never expect, like Hiding Out with John Cryer, The Phantom with Billy Zane's getting a 4K. I feel like The Shadow's getting a 4K. I feel like Kino's gonna do it, or Shout Factory will re-release it in the 4K format. That'll be a must for me. But I feel like Kino's going to be the one, because just I don't know what type of deal they hooked up with, but they are releasing tons and tons of movies that you would expect to get a release. But nonetheless, I wish I could say more about this movie, but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to my review, my thoughts on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. If you guys have seen this movie, let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts are. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and definitely subscribe to the channel for more content. Now, if you guys saw my community post, I wanted to take recommendations from you guys. I want to try to have my subscribers be more involved into the channel, because let's be honest, it's just like celebrities out there. It's the fans who make them famous. Well, it's the subscribers who help build the content creators channel. They take the time out to watch the videos, to like them, to subscribe, to comment. So I want to get you guys more involved with that. And we're actually about to hit a milestone. We After this video is uploaded, I will be, I believe, 8 videos away from hitting 1,000 uploads onto my channel. That is crazy. Who would have thought that in 2021, when I started trying to get back into making videos for YouTube, that, what, 3 or 4 years later, give or take, at this point I lost count, that I would be hitting 1,000 videos pretty soon. And I'm sure we're getting close to 3,000 movie reviews, or not 3,000. Well, I'm a little all over the place today. 300. I'm definitely getting close. So we're getting close to hitting some milestones. Once we accomplish one, the next step is to accomplish the last three, the next three, which of course would be the 3,000 watch hours, the 2,000 subs, and the 300 movie reviews. So yeah, what a journey, and we're still going. Hopefully things this year will pick up. I'm hoping eBay picks up, because I do want to do a Halloween horror for this year. I do have movies I'm holding off to watch for that month for October, but I may not have enough to cover the whole month. So I'm hoping things pick up with eBay, and then, maybe I hit my goal of getting monetize and I can start investing back into the channel, because I do in fact want to do giveaways with a lot of the new stuff coming. I think it would be perfect for an opportunity. That's why one of the reasons why I wanted to do the do like paid requests and things. It's not only to create content for you guys, but to also kind of invest it back into the channel in some way. So yeah, but like I said, I have a community post. I made a post asking some recommendations on what videos you guys want to see. I'm going to still do movie reviews, so you can request if there's a film you want me to review. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to watch it, because as you guys know, for those of you who have been subscribed long enough, you know about my situation with my shoulder and everything, and how things have been going. And for those who are new, I have videos on there that you guys can check it, and it will kind of explain everything. And if you guys would like me to do paid requests, I'm trying it out. I'm just trying to see what works for the channel. I want to grow the channel. I've got so many plans. I'm very passionate about this channel, so that's why I'm pushing a lot, especially with my eBay, to bring traffic and possibly increase sales, because this channel is going to go through one of the best 180s. I mean, I'm writing things down for future video ideas, podcast, set, just some cool things in the works. And unfortunately, I know it's been brought to my attention about doing like out and about, like a lot of times when I've done videos where I've headed to the thrift store and show off titles that I picked up in my collection updates, which are going to be haul videos. Excuse me. One of the things is it had been recommended to me to film. Unfortunately, I can't do that because I don't work. I don't have the income that I should have. That's why I relate to eBay. So, it happens. So there are going to be certain videos I may not be able to do. I'm just trying to go with what I can for the time being, and hopefully things will progress. Yeah, I'm just passionate about this channel. That's all it is. And if I sound like a broken record, I do apologize. I mean, I've stated this before. I'm the only person in my family who is a movie buff, a movie fiend. Excuse me, whatever you want to call it. I love movies, excuse me. There's just something about an alternate universe that you get to watch on screen that with somebody's imagination. And I think it's pretty cool. And, yeah, some movies are a hit, some movies are a miss. But, I try to get creative with my videos. Like, I think one video I'm going to do is a Criterion wish list, the films I would like to eventually get into my collection that's part of the Criterion Criterion collection. Same with Scream Factory and Arrow. Just titles, talk about why, Full Moon and things like that. Just kind of come out with these cool video ideas, And like I said, I want you guys to be more involved. So I want recommendations. If you guys got them, you guys can comment those down in this video, or you can go and comment them onto my community post. Whatever is fine by me. And eventually, I do want to add more wrestling content to the channel, and then maybe video game content. Anything that has film. Anything that has cutscenes or anything that's considered film still. So, I am Film Talk with Mikey. It makes sense. But I don't want to make this video too long. We're almost at the 16 mark at this point. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys know the drill. I'm Film Talk with Mikey. Until next time, guys, we'll talk films. You guys have a good one. Take care, and I'll see you next time.